welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans.
Yes.
If you're new, thank you for joining us.
Yes. We've had a lot of new viewers. We've been very lucky.
We have.
Yes.
We really have.
Yes, and we're kind of low-key, so I hope you're not disappointed.
Hope you're not looking for the production value of some of our compatriots.
That's right, because we don't edit.
We don't have the mental capacity currently to do that
I don't know
on a weekly basis.
Yeah, basis. Anyway.
As we were just saying before we pressed start, it's been one heck of a week.
Yes, and for those of you who thought we would be talking about dyeing yarn, we probably will start dyeing yarn again. After Thanksgiving.
After Thanksgiving,
we'll be getting our supplies in, and I think I'm going to buy the paper copy of that Felicia Lowe book. To start getting our percentages and stuff like that. So if you've tuned in for that, I'm sorry to disappoint you. We're really not up to doing that at the moment. We will be doing it, but we're not doing it at the moment. Knit in Roslyn still has some of our yarn. I saw it on Wednesday. Almost bought some of my own yarn.
Well, it was funny. Marge, one of our friends, was looking at it and goes, "Oh, wait, I know whose the yarn this is." And I was like, "Who, mine? Mine? Ours?" And she was like, "Yeah, you." I was like...
and so we're going to be dying to be able to sell some at Vogue in New York. So,
which is January 25th, 26th, 27th.
Yes. And we'll be there. You're going to be there more than I'll be there at the booth.
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably going to be floating around. We'll see what's going on, because that's also my birthday weekend.
But we do want to help Cheryl.
We do, but also Cassie said she might be coming in for my birthday.
Anyway, for those of you who've tuned in to hear about dyeing, we're not going to be doing a whole lot of that right at the moment. We mostly do knitting, but some sewing, and we'll be sewing a winter coat for her coming up soon. We had, over the weekend, a lot of comments about my coat and about your old coat.
Yeah.
And for those of you who've been returning week after week after week, God bless your little hearts. And we really do appreciate it. And more people have been writing back to us, and I really have enjoyed that.
Thank you for all of your posts and comments.
Oh, yes.
On last week when we let you know.
Right from the heart, and we really do appreciate that.
We do.
Yeah.
So, yeah. For those of you just tuning in, and those of you returning,
why we're meandering on.
We laid my grandfather to rest this weekend.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yesterday.
I guess that's the best way to put it.
Yes.
And so it was cousins by the dozens, and...
Yes. I think we easily had maybe 100 people.
I mean, I think we've got 30 just in the photo we took at the end.
Yeah. And there were friends and old neighbors and new neighbors that came.
It was great.
It really was lovely. My nephew gave a very moving remembrance, which was...
So my cousin, you have to understand, there are 4 of us. Yeah. There's Laura, who's the oldest. There's Joey, who's 18 days older than I am. There's myself, and then there's Sara, who's 5 years younger than I am. And we were asked on Friday who wanted to do what. And the 3 girls all elected not to say anything because we were not going to be able to do it in a
dry fashion.
In a composed way.
That's a good word.
Mom had already written something. It was lovely.
Thank you.
There were only 2 issues in it that I had. One was a missing T in painting. So, just in case she got overly verklempt and was reading exactly what was on the page, I wanted to make sure that, she read the right word. But Joe stepped up and was like, I have something I would like to say. And we were surprised. We were surprised.
Because he's usually very quiet.
Exactly.
But he's older and he's working now in advertising. Yeah. So I think he's found a voice.
I think so too. And all of that to say, he had the 3 of us sobbing. It was beautiful, and it was beautiful. It was personal to him, but it also reflected what I think the 3 of us would have wanted to say as well.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. And even thinking about it got me crying again. God damn you.
And I was the speaker for the siblings, yes. I have no idea if what I said had any reflection on what my brothers would have said.
Well, your cousins liked it.
The Schoen cousins liked it because they were there during the automobile. There was one remembrance I had where we had an old station wagon and we were down at the Jersey Shore. And I don't know, my dad and his brother Bob had been out with some of the kids. And they were coming home, and on one of the main streets, Dune Drive, the car overheated. Now, this is a very old car. We had no idea why it overheated, but it did. So the kids were maybe 2 blocks from home.
Dispatched.
The kids were dispatched to run to the house to get pitchers of water to throw in the radiator. And they were running back and forth, trying to get the water into the radiator. And after the car got home and everything kind of settled down, we started looking for the pitcher of iced tea.
Because if you don't know anything about my grandmother, she always has a pitcher of iced tea.
Always have iced tea.
Always.
And it was gone. And that's when we realized that there was a pitcher of iced tea in the radiator. That car never ran so good. So, yeah.
Nan did crack a smile at that.
Did she?
She did.
Good.
She did.
It was hysterical. So
Nancy even, I don't know if Nancy knew about that story, but she even chuckled. I heard her little weepy chuckle.
So I had stories like that, things that I thought were cute and funny, and things that certainly were remembrances of mine. And neither one of my other 2 brothers wanted to say anything. We all did readings. And
all in
people
all, it was
apparently
a lovely family event.
Kept asking, how am I?
Yeah.
And I have to say that I have a very firm belief in the hereafter. And I'm pretty good with that. So I'm pretty good with what's happened and how things have gone through. And my mom seems to be doing okay. We picked her up for church this morning and she seemed to be back.
She blatantly told my mother to go a different way to church than she had told us to go
the day before.
Mm-hmm. Because it's shorter.
Yeah.
And then Mom went to go and do the same route going back to the apartment. And she said, no, we go the other way.
Back. Yeah. And then blatantly told me the wrong road to turn on. Yeah.
So she's back in rare form.
She's back trying to run everything. So that's good.
Yes.
It's really a very good thing. And I think that people felt that Dad was done proud by. So kudos to all and thank everybody. If anybody's watching this who showed up, thank you. I have, however, not gotten half as much knitting done as I would have liked to.
Yes, well.
I apparently have been staring off into distant shores. I mean, I don't know what I've been doing. There's been a lot of sitting and listening and not having yarn in my hand. So anyway, if you're looking for me to report great strides over here, I wish I could. Sometimes I've just been playing solitaire. What can I tell you?
Yeah.
But it's been okay. And there's a lot of things I'd like to cast on. I'm looking at a table full of yarn. If you think there's a lot back here, you should see what's over here.
There's a lot.
A lot. And I'm dying to cast it on, and I'm in my mind trying to figure out with this Harry Potter Knitting Crocheting Club, what do I really want to do with them come the future? Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking that, well, first of all, this newt isn't going to be finished. I'm hoping to finish this sleeve tonight. Then this whole dress has to be blocked, and then sewn together, and that'll get done.
That's a week.
That'll get done.
Of work. Yeah.
Well, the blocking doesn't. The drying takes.
The drying will take a day or two.
And then I've got a pair of socks and a half a sock to finish.
So you might get it done.
I might. But the newts, they want a lot of yardage. And I'm not sure I want to commit to getting that much yardage done. in the future, to be frank.
Right.
I'd like to finish this and get it done and have, let's just say one for me. Because I was going to make the socks anyway, but life has intervened.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes life does intervene. It's just the way it goes. So we'll see how close I can get to getting this done. The whole thing is due the last day, the last hour of November. So we'll see how much gets done. But then I'm thinking I may just propose owls and do design work for owls, because an owl can be a sweater.
Yep.
And be done. Or an owl can be multiples of socks and be done. My mission this month is an epic fail. Epic fail.
It's sitting over there too.
Yeah. I brought it in the bag with me, and almost nothing got done.
Christmas.
So, I do want to finish that because I want to give that to somebody. And if I finish that by Christmas, that'll be good.
Yep.
And that's my story. I'll show you what's on my needles. It is the second sleeve. So here's the first sleeve.
Second sleeve.
Here's the first sleeve, and I've got a second sleeve. So now I think I'm just about. No, I got about half an inch left to go. Let me find a marker here, and then I'll put that in. Ugh. Nothing like yarn fuzz. And I'll do a half an inch, and then I can start my decreases. So that'll be a plus. That'll be great. Then this thing has to be lengthened, I think, by about 2 inches. Mm-hmm. So I'll take this.
The bind off out.
The bind off out.
Run a needle in right about here, and then rip it out down to there, and then
just go on up for 2 inches, and then I'll be ready to block with everything and stretch it to shape, and we'll be fine. So that's what's on my needles. You, however, have been prolific, I think.
A bit.
So what are you doing? Oh my God, look at this.
I know. I got to this point on Saturday. So we got down there on Friday. We had dinner, and then honestly, I feel like we had like an Irish wake. Like the boys downstairs and then the girls upstairs. We were reminiscing and kvetching and drinking, and it was good. It was good.
Yes, it was good. It was very good. Yes, I would say you're absolutely right. It was an Irish wake.
Yes.
We had a very
I think Poppy would have told us that we needed to quiet down multiple times.
But yeah, my dad didn't drink as much as you guys do.
Which is fine.
No, I'm just saying he really wouldn't have understood it.
But he also, I think he would have enjoyed the fact that we were all together enjoying being together.
Part, he loved family. Mm-hmm. He loved family being together. Yeah. He just didn't understand people drinking.
It's yummy.
He just didn't. I think he always felt that his father had died early from overdrink, not being an alcoholic, but just drinking more than Dad did. Mm-hmm. For my dad, 2 drinks was it, and he got really stupid silly. So that was the other thing. He couldn't hold his alcohol.
No.
Worth a darn.
No. So we essentially had a family Irish wake, immediate family Irish wake. It was.
It was a lot of fun.
Mostly because then we also got to share some funny stories.
Yes.
Like, my cousins apparently had never heard that my uncle had described my aunt prior to them getting married as, she adores
Well, we said, well, Rick, what does she do? I mean, we're going to meet her for the first time. What does she do? Thinking like, does she knit? Does she crochet? Does she do needlepoint? And she goes, she adores me. And we went, oh, God.
And of course, she does craft, and she does a lot of different things. And, we all get along great. But it was just very funny because I flash back to the moment of mom telling Aunt Mary this when we were clearing out the beach house,
right? And
Aunt Mary going, "Oh dear Lord, he didn't."
Oh yes, he
and
did.
We're like, yeah. And so telling my 2 cousins this was hilarious.
It was funny.
And so then my older cousin was really into the idea of going and getting breakfast together and then doing facials at home or at her place, which I was like, all right, if you're going to pick me up, we only have one car and I'm not going to strand my parents without the car.
Yeah, that would have been terrible.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been a phone call.
He would have flipped out.
That would have been a phone call. You having some trouble there?
I'm thinking that could be my hat.
That could be a hat. It's a lot of yardage for a hat.
Well, this goes well with my coat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking this could be the color, and then this could be a color.
Or this could, hat. And I could bring you the black that I have the rest of the black that I used.
And just save the grays?
Yeah, because I don't know if that's going to be enough yardage.
Well, with all of this, it's enough yardage.
Yeah, but do you really... I don't know if you want it... That's a beautiful...
What?
It's a beautiful set. You could make a really cool...
There's 86 yards per one...
Okay, maybe you could.
Yeah. I think I like that. My hat that I was wearing this weekend it's color work. It's the
Nordlander?
Nordlander
We'll put it down below.
We will. And my color work... It looks fine, but it's too tight for my head. I may gauge. I should go up a needle size.
Mm-hmm.
And the socks I have on... Oh, for example, the socks I have on, if I can get them off, that's the problem. I did the first one, and I forgot that color work really doesn't stretch.
Yeah.
So I... had the right gauge, but these birds don't stretch. So I had to block like crazy to get this sock on over my foot. So the next sock, I went up a needle size.
And it fits great.
And it fits great. So I can get gauge and then go up a needle size in color work. And that's probably the best thing I could do for myself.
Mm-hmm. So Mom's thinking about the hat the
last week's hat.
2 weeks ago.
So I'm going to put these away. I'm going to do that.
Okay.
And this is from Stephen B's shop.
Yep, it's a Stephen B.
in Minneapolis.
Is what it's called.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to make a wrap.
Okay. But what I was saying was my cousin was all into this idea, so she ended up picking me up, and we went to breakfast, and then we went on a super secret cousins trip for my little cousin. And then
they went looking at dresses.
We did. My little cousin getting married in a year and a half. So
I didn't say what kind of dresses. I just said dresses.
Yeah. So that was fun. And it was very funny because my little cousin's best friend was with us, and so she didn't realize that, like, I am the type of person, if you give me a job, I'm going to do that job. And so I was given a job, and I was doing that job. It was very funny, because my Aunt Mary was like, don't worry about it. She got this. Like, we don't have to worry. And I was like, I got this. We good. Mm-hmm. So that was a very good way, I think, to start out the day. And then we went back to my older cousin's house, and she was puppy sitting for a 7-month-old Labradoodle.
Oh my
who's
goodness.
Like essentially full-sized, and she's so well-behaved.
Aw.
Oh, she wants to be best friends with Stella.
Oh, good.
Stella's the cat.
A very sweet cat.
Very sweet cat. But as long as Dixie didn't run up to Stella, Stella was okay. If Dixie ran, Stella was like, no. So that was cute.
Sudden movement.
Yeah. So that was really cute, and that was fun to play with the, large puppy. And then we did facials at home, which was awesome. And she used her Instant Pot to steam the washcloths.
Interesting.
It was amazing. I was like, this is a brilliant use of an Instant Pot. And then we all...
Oh, you said you wanted a Christmas list.
We need to start figuring out Christmas lists. Because...
Well, I have 2 things on mine.
Good.
And I told Laura the one.
Okay.
And the other is a rescainer.
Oh my God.
because I think the skeins look better if they're reskeined.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Great. So I guess cousins are getting you the other thing?
Probably.
Okay. So I'll get Nan and Dad and Ben and I, maybe?
Maybe.
Okay. We'll start looking it up.
Okay.
Yes, because that's the other thing our family does is that it's Thanksgiving and Black Friday and Cyber Monday and Small Business Saturday and all of those things, and you gotta have your list.
And so we may have no gifts bought the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, but by the Sunday after Thanksgiving,
you've got about 85.
Almost 90% probably either ordered or in-house.
It works out pretty well.
Really well.
And the best part about it is that if we do end up getting it and not just ordering it, and like we get it and we can wrap it that weekend, we can just leave it down there.
Exactly, because we're down there for Christmas.
Which is great. So we did that, and then we dropped off everyone. But while we were doing our at-home facials and, resting and relaxing, I was knitting.
Oh, wow.
So I only had like an inch more to do to get to the split for the front and the back. Woohoo! So
fabulous.
I just put the back on, or the front, I think. Something.
What am I
doing? On waist yarn.
Okay.
And
You have that sweater on that I just love.
I know.
Desperate.
Okay. So this is my Tegna.
That would be pretty in gray.
It would be.
Okay.
So this is my Tegna. I'm going to block it within an inch of its life.
For width or length?
Length. For length. Because I think it'll fit. I can try it on. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. As I almost knocked my mother out.
Right.
Armholes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I need to block it anyways because it'll grow at least an inch because of the lace. So.
That'll be gorgeous.
Yep. So.
What size did you make?
Did not expect that. I believe I made the small. But I did stop at 13 inches rather than 14 inches because this is all I have left of the yarn.
Oh, dear.
Total.
And you need
sleeves? I got gauge.
And you need sleeves?
Baby sleeves.
Oh, okay.
Baby sleeves. So, I figured I can block it within an inch of its life because I'm really good at that.
Oh, as an example.
This is my slide pullover. So, I finished the back this weekend, actually, sitting downstairs a little while ago. And I had noticed that my front, this shoulder, was significantly lower than this shoulder. So on the back, I didn't mean to make it this much, make it super longer than the front, but I did. So I ended up being able to fold it over, and I'll be able to seam it so that the shoulders should work out evenly.
Good.
And if not, it'll just be slightly off the shoulder on one side.
It'll be fine.
So I did.
As we say, there's almost no knitting police.
Yep.
Every once in a while, if someone comes up and goes, I see a mistake in that, usually her to me. But,
but I usually do it just to make sure you don't, lose a stitch and then it ladders the entire way down, like I did earlier to you about that.
But it's not. It's
not. It's just an overly large stitch.
And I have found stitches that I dropped, I've been wearing the sweater for 2 or 3 years.
But I don't say that. I just say them because I don't want them to ladder.
Okay.
But yeah, so I did block this kind of within an inch of its life. And it is a bit, actually, on screen, it doesn't look as see-through. So that's good. I think I'll still probably always wear it with a camisole under it.
Good idea. And honestly, winter's coming. It was 37 degrees this morning.
Oh, it was
so bad. I've got a turtleneck on underneath this, and this is my Botanical yoke pullover.
Yeah.
one of my warmest sweaters, but it's the first 30-degree day we've had, so.
It's cold. So, yeah,
Does that get sleeves?
It does. It does.
What color are the sleeves?
So, the sleeve over here starts in... It has a gray band, and then it has teal, and then I think it has a gray band, and then I think it has... I think it ends in this.
Magenta?
Actually, hold on. Let's... Guess what? We have the pattern. We can look. So, this one goes teal, and then dark blue, purple. Mm-hmm. And then this sleeve is gray stripe, magenta, and teal. Nice. Yeah. And then the collar is dark purple, gray, whatever. And the bottom hem is magenta. So I'm going to try on the sleeves probably when I hit the measurements as per the pattern. Mm-hmm. And then I'll decide how much longer to make them, because they say, well, it's a drop shoulder one. And they also are only calling for 17 inches. Mm-hmm.
But not with your arms.
Not with my arms. And even though with the ease sweater, the ease sweater calls for 18 inches, but then it calls for another 4 inches of ribbing. So I'll be fine knitting those as per the pattern. But yeah, I might actually abscond with these blocking mats, or we'll see how dry it is by the time I'm ready to leave.
Do you have any blocking mats at home?
I do. I could just repin it out when I get home.
Yeah.
Okay. So, there was something else I started this week.
Really?
Yeah. I lost my mind. So, remember how I said I wanted to start the ease sweater? Well, I did it. So, I actually texted my cousin-in-law, as we call each other, and because she had texted me with a picture of tangled up yarn. She was like, I think this is a rite of passage. And I was like, I think so too. And then I was like, I'm currently going through the rite of passage of I want a new sweater. I want to cast on a new sweater. And she goes, I say you do it and send me a picture of it. And I was like, okay. So I sent her a picture of the pattern. And she was like, oh, I want to knit it with you. Let's knit a sweater together. And I was like, okay, do you mean we each pick, you want to knit a different sweater and we'll just knit and hang out and knit at the same time? She goes, no, I want to knit that one. I was like, okay. So I was like, all right, you're going to need worsted wool. And it's got to be a wool, superwash wool blend. Do not pull out the acrylic for this, because this is going to be a sweater you're going to like, because I know her style. And it's going to be a sweater she's going to want to wear more. And it's got to be washable, because Silas Nugget is only 10 months.
Right.
So.
Still throwing up on Mom.
Yeah.
That's the best person to throw up on.
It is. He's a cutie.
You get a little milk and up, there it comes.
Yeah. So, she and I were meeting on Thursday to hopefully get her started. So I wanted to have started it, because I know I've had a few friends who have had trouble with the pattern, or have had, just some reading comprehension issues with the pattern.
Interesting.
It's written intuitively if you already know how to knit a sweater.
Interesting.
And even then, there were some, I read the pattern through 3 times before I cast it on.
There's another sweater that would be interesting, the ziggurat sweater, where apparently you start over here on one shoulder and you just constantly just knit around. It's all one piece. Yeah.
Is that a, oh, that's the one that they were doing the class on and that you were, thinking about taking.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. I think I bought the pattern.
Oh, cool. We can take a look at it.
Yes.
But yeah, so I went over there and she doesn't have the needles for it as it is. I'm knitting it. I'm knitting it on 8s. The pattern says 10s, but I got gauge. So
going with gauge.
I'm going with gauge. I think I'm going to go over there probably. I'll stop by over there next week. I'll drop off a set of interchangeables for her to borrow to determine
what size
she needs to order. Just leave it be. Just leave it be.
I'm fine.
Uh-huh.
I got it.
Okay. But yeah, so I started the ease, and I started it at lunch at work on Tuesday. And it was kind of hilarious because a coworker came up to me and was like, "So, you starting my ugly sweater for my ugly sweater party?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "You have longer arms than I do. I have a rule that I don't knit sweaters for people who have longer arms than I do." And he goes, "What?" And I go, "Sweaters are the worst because they have sleeves. And my arms are very, very long. So they take forever." And he was like, "Oh, so no ugly sweater?" And then, of course, I said, "I also don't knit ugly sweaters. If I'm going to knit a sweater, it's not going to be ugly. You can buy an ugly sweater for said party for $25 on Amazon or $15 at Target." And he was like, and I was like, "Yes, I appreciate the fact that you were trying to,
be funny,
but no,
bond.
But no." No. So that was funny. And then I went to Club Cummings that night for Asylum Fibers.
Oh, you were there that night?
I was there.
I saw her on Instagram.
Yeah, I was there. Because Steph had said she was going to be there, so I figured I'd go and I'd support.
She was being interviewed?
Yeah. When we finish my coat, you and I should both go with our coats.
We could do that.
They do a show and tell before they have the guests, and it'd be fun because Brittany also she sews a lot.
Okay.
So
we could do that.
That would be fun, especially because I figure that'll be in. Probably we could do it a time when you're out of school or something.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been knitting on. I haven't done more of the Tree of Life. Square or the two. I want to knit 2 or 3, either plain or Star of David's, as well. But I've been on a really big sweater kick. Also, when I was with my family, I really just wanted to I wanted to knit, but I also wanted to be able to do stockinette. So I didn't really work on anything that I had to truly think about. I did pull out the ease, I think, on Friday, because all I have to do is increase at the markers every other row for another, 20 or 14 rows. But since I know that was fine, or I pulled out this and then got to that point. Another thing that happened this week was I got my locking backs for my pins. So,
oh, wow.
I started putting... So they're these backs. So in order to get them on, you have to
squeeze.
You have to push and pull at the same time.
Okay.
So they're a little bit complicated. They're just like pressure based, I guess. They're little. I got 40 of them for $8 on Amazon.
Not bad.
Nope. And they seem to work quite well. So I put my pins on my little notions pouch, and I kind of have a theme of just rando things I like, and then places or people. So knit, Espace Tricot, Maison Tricotee, Sockmatician, Asylum Fibers, and Angora from Indie Untangled.
Nice.
And then on this side is the Shelly Can. This is my Rhinebeck sweater, Whiskey and Whip, the Just One More spinner from Twillin Print. I think that's it, from Twillin Print. And then Hella Hugga from Nerdy Bird. So, yeah, I am pretty excited about that I got that done.
That's nice.
Yeah, and I think it looks good.
Rather than just talking about it.
Exactly. It was very satisfying because I came over here on Thursday and I had them sent here because I could, everything would arrive on time to send it here versus at my apartment. So I had it sent here and I was like, oh, and I put it all together. I was very proud of myself.
Excellent.
So yeah, that was that. And I've done a lot.
You've done a heck of a lot. That's good. Should we talk about the patterns in here? There are so many patterns in here.
I haven't even gotten to the patterns. I was just at the Meg Swanson article.
Well,
which I will want to finish before I
look.
go home. Wow, I could see you knitting that.
I love that. Why don't we show that?
Hold on, I want to go through it.
Look at that one.
I like that. One. That's fun. And we'll be able to do these after Vogue.
Yes.
I mean, we could probably figure them out now, but...
Yes.
Sorry. The Vogue knitting is brioche. Is primer.
I love this.
Yeah, I can see you loving that. It makes sense. That's cute.
It is very cute.
Is that also brioche?
Yes. I think the whole...
No, it's a slip stitch rib.
Is it?
That's what it says.
Very nice. I still like it.
Yeah.
Not so much that.
I'm intrigued. I like that. That's cool.
I like these.
Diagonal stripes, yeah. Oh, interesting.
I like the sweater.
Yeah. So, the newest Vogue came out, and it's about hot brioche.
I don't know what that means, but...
I did some flipping through. There's some great articles this month, as per usual. And it talks about different, like, holiday kind of themed gifts. And Chainette Yarns have a little feature in there.
By Lindsay Morris.
Yeah. And then there is a 12 questions with Arnie and Carlos, which is pretty cute. Yeah. And there's an interview with the woman who knit the sweaters for Carousel, the Carousel revival.
And how she had to work at making mistakes in them, because
yeah,
the vision was that the men who were wearing the sweaters would have been making the sweaters.
Yeah. It
was very interesting. That it was really hard for her to make those mistakes.
Yeah. And then there's an article about knit Hat Not Hate, which is the movement by Lion Brand Yarns in conjunction with Brooklyn Boy Knits, who I actually met on Tuesday. He's very nice. He's a very nice man. He's setting up a art installation, or a group to do a volunteer knitting thing in Manhattan in the new year. So I signed up to be on that email thread.
Oh,
wow. And then, yes, it is an ode to the Purl stitch, essentially, by Meg Swanson, and I've only read half of it, and it's quite good so far. Then you get to the patterns. Well, there's probably more stuff in between that I just hadn't gotten to because I hadn't finished reading it by the time we started. So this is the first sweater.
And I love it.
And Mom loves it. I haven't heard the I actually was in a group chat about brioche, and that it's not as warm as you would think it is.
Because of why?
I guess because it's yarn overs and it's more lace-like than double knitting or color work-like.
I thought of it always just like rib work.
Which is why it wouldn't be any warmer than a single color knit garment.
Right.
Right. But
I would think of it as being warm as this.
I mean, I think that's also the warmth of that is also due to the fiber content, I think, of that.
Which is wool.
Right. So, I mean, someone just mentioned that their brioche cowl was not as warm as they had expected it to be.
Interesting. Because my double knit cowl
but that's double
fabulous.
Knit. And I think that's the difference, is that that's double knit versus brioche. So, this is quite beautiful.
I love it. But you don't want everything to be double knit.
No.
And double heavy. Isn't that gorgeous?
That is.
Now, what is that in?
That's Nora Gagan.
No.
I'm working on it. Rowan's Cotton Cashmere.
We'll have to find out what weight that is.
We can look it up right now. Because, we have the patterns in the back.
Yeah, but I think it'll just say Rowan's Cotton Cashmere.
Yeah, but it'll say the
the little number?
Give me a second.
Certainly.
It is 50-gram ball, 137. So 137 times 2 is 274.
Mm-hmm.
So 274 by 100 is a DK sport. Is a DK sport weight.
Okay.
Yeah. And you need 600 grams, it looks like. 600
grams.
Yards. 600 grams. Well, that would be... That's more math than I can do in my head right now. 1600.
Oh, I have that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That you do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so
we'll keep showing
that's
patterns.
Pretty.
So yeah,
so that is the cardigan
really
we're talking about. Then there's this beautiful
2-color shawl.
Yeah. And then Nancy Marchand did a tuck stitch cowl, and Audrey Drysdale did a brioche sweater, which I love this look. The cowl actually looks really nice too. That could be a good gift knit if people are starting to think about that, or if people do that, because I haven't decided what I'm doing for friend gifts yet.
I have no idea.
And then there's a whole discussion on baklavas and balaclavas.
Baklava is
that food?
Yeah, really. It's a dessert with honey.
Yeah, about that.
Balaclava.
So
and this is an old pattern.
Yep. So.
And for January and February, those are really nice.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have your Jawoll, which is essentially it. And then there's a whole set on simplicity. Minimalism whittles down the extraneous, leaving only the essential details.
Like wool.
I hate minimalism. I hate it.
Show them what you're talking about.
I mean, I like these patterns. I don't like minimalism
as a theory?
Concept in home design.
Now, see, I like that.
Mom is a big fan of that with these lace details at the cuff and the hem. And that was a Patty Lyons design.
This is like a boyfriend's cardigan.
Yeah, and that's a drop shoulder, like tunic length. Really pretty
for
sweater.
Me, that's too boxy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it is. It's very boxy. And then we have...
Knit by numbers, but I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. Oh, it's a sequence knitting. Interesting. And then we have this...
Slipped.
Raglan pullover is a colorful delight in slip stitch rib, wide stripes. Oh, man. This is amazing. I'm very intrigued by this pattern. I'm gonna have to read it through and figure out what it is. Because
it's really cute.
It's really cute. It's really cute. I might have to go look at it right now. Because it's really freaking cute.
Well, I did no yarn acquisition this weekend. My knee was a little tender,
we didn't go to Fiber Space.
Didn't walk over to Fiber Space.
Oh no. Not like we'll be down in a week and a half or anything. And then there's a Study in Stripes with Nora Epstein. And has all of these different stripe motifs. Mom was saying she likes that one. And I think this one's really interesting. If you want to do like a scrappy blanket, like a scrappy baby blanket or something, that'd be interesting to do. Mm-hmm. I also kind of really like that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess these are all in a new book.
I don't
know.
I think if they're pictured there, I bet we have the directions for it. That's what I'm thinking.
Let's see. I don't know. I don't know. And then there's a whole section
on cowls.
or story on cowls.
That looks like a sweater.
That does look like a sweater. Yeah. No.
It just looks over your head?
Hold on. It's called the cowl coat. Or the coat cowl. Hold on. Let's go to the pattern. There's no diagram. Good. Okay. So let's read through this.
No, there's cables. There is
front cast on 89 stitches. Do not join. Begin wide rib. Begin cable. Neck and shoulder shaping.
Right.
Back.
There's no sleeve.
There's no sleeve, and I don't believe you join it. But one could fix that.
Yes, one could.
And that's very pretty. That is what we are talking about there.
Yeah. This is pretty.
That is pretty. That's called the Slip Stitch Shawl. And that is by Laura Bryant. The coat cowl is by Pat Olsky. And then we just get to the patterns. We do have them in here. They're all the way at the back.
Excellent.
Maybe only a few of them. That's one. Oh, I think they're written back here too. Swatch gallery, yeah.
Yes, and number 9 is there.
Good.
Excellent.
Nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
So for those of you who are interested in starting to design your own stuff, those swatches would be really good. And by the way, I have submitted the edition sock, which is the pattern that I was that I gave out with my toe up knitting lessons, has been listed on Ravelry for sale. So if anybody's interested in getting the electronic pattern, it's up there. And if you have any questions about it, I'm more than happy to help. So I think you'd enjoy it. I'm enjoying it. I like that sock. And I promise I'm going to try to get the hat done, at least worked up pretty soon, so that can go up too. What are you looking for?
That skein of pink you were going to make, or like mauve, there. If you have more of this, you could do that and do this sweater.
Ah. More of what?
The gray.
Who is it?
Manos.
I don't know. We'll have to look.
Let's go to the videotape.
Oh, you think I've posted it?
Probably not.
Probably not.
You're right. You're not as good as I am.
No.
By a long shot. In terms of yardage.
No.
Or keeping your stuff
stash
on Rav.
And you know it tends to get stuck in those cubbies.
No, that's not it. That's a different
gray. Here's a gray. Ah! Things is falling.
No, it looks like you just have a lot of singletons of gray.
Well, is this a gray?
Yeah, but I don't know if you have many. She has a lot of grays here. Only 2 skeins that match. So, sorry, I tried to help.
Oh, that's pretty.
That is pretty. It's Mad Tosh.
That's Mad Tosh. That would be incredible.
Yeah, those 2.
But we'll have to see.
Yeah. I'll put these.
This is Tosh Chunky. This may be too big.
It's worth, swatch it.
Dr. Zhivago's Sky. Oh,
yeah.
that would be
fun.
so pretty.
Yeah.
What is this? This is Malabrigo and Plummer.
Mm-hmm.
Probably lead. Lead. All right. Dr. Zhivago's Sky. I think I like that. I only need a little bit of this, is what you're saying?
Yeah. I think you need like 200 yards.
We may have to see. I have 2 of these.
Right, which is 400 yards.
And how much do I need?
I think you need 1,000.
We could get more and just every other row
kind
of thing.
Oh, yeah. But I figured since you keep mentioning it, I would...
I know, but...
I would stand here and...
Over here?
I know, but...
Those are things
we can start... You can also then put it in your queue and start using Ravelry to your advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just going... Arr! And then be like, why didn't I start that sweater yet?
Because I have all these other things that need to get done.
I understand. I do too.
A lot of other things.
Yeah, about that.
About that. So this dress will hopefully get done this week.
We should probably be getting our advent calendars soon.
We should. And then I should also start getting some of the stuff that I ordered the weekend of Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
Yes, I did get one advent calendar in.
Oh.
Well, you saw it. It's the Hershey Kisses one. And the other thing I bought, I heard about this on Bakery Bears.
Okay.
So these are orange balls that are chocolate on the inside.
Chocolate oranges, yeah.
Yes. This is a dark chocolate.
Aww.
So this is for me. And this is a milk chocolate.
For Dad.
Yeah.
Aww. I don't like oranges. When I was young, my dad had used an orange citrus disinfectant spray in his office.
Yes.
And I just can't. I can't. Like, I like a citrusy blend. I just can't get over oranges. But yeah, those are a very UK thing.
Yes. So we got those in, and then I've got two or 3 more advent calendars coming in from the UK. Very excited.
I can tell.
All around food.
Oh, very exciting.
Yes.
I was gonna say, wait, am I getting a wine one?
No. I was gonna get the one from Liberty, which is all cosmetics, but that was $200.
Oh, and with the shipping.
And with the shipping and with, we don't know what it's going to smell like, I decided not to.
Good idea.
So, it's chocolate.
Okay. I'm excited.
Should be good.
Yeah.
And our yarn, our yarn one should come in. And then all that yarn that I ordered at Rhinebeck. So,
and
this table will keep growing. Oh my God.
Yeah. I ordered a skein of worsted of Sanctuary City this weekend. Because for some reason I thought it was being taken off the site this weekend. Apparently not. I misread it, but I was like, I'm going to put in this order now. Yeah. You could do that.
I could do that.
You could. You have 3 skeins, yeah.
I have 4 skeins of that.
Oh, look at you. I mean, yeah, depending on your gauge, you could even, maybe you'll do it in 800. I don't know. Yeah. I don't remember. We have to look up what the yardage of this was, because this was in Clever. But, I mean, I wear it all the time. I love this sweater.
Right.
Like, I did not mean for it to become my go-to sweater, but
it certainly is.
It has become my go-to sweater.
And then that would give me a skein of that to work with the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used 1,000 yards.
Okay.
I used 1,000 yards, and then I used 140 for the epaulettes.
Mm-hmm.
So. And that's, I think, a 200.
240.
Yeah. So.
All right. From Paris, Maine.
Huh?
That would work.
That would work.
I think that'd be very pretty.
And so what she's talking about is this. This is Studio Worsted by Neighborhood in Broadway Market.
Yes.
Did I tell you the bad grandpa joke that Dawn told me?
No.
So Daniel was living on Broadway in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Apparently, so Dawn is one of my grandparents' good friends. Around their age,
yeah.
you know.
We've known him since 1967.
Yeah. So.
And he's an attorney.
He's great. Love this man. But he comes up to me and tells me the whole story about what his grandkids are doing. I was like, oh, that's lovely. He goes, yeah, you know what my favorite thing about, Daniel living in Brooklyn is? And I go, what? And he goes, I get to say I had a grandson who lived on Broadway. And I'm like, because he apparently would drop the lived every so often. He'd just say, I've got a grandson on Broadway. And if you knew him, you would completely understand and just be like, all right.
You go with it, Don.
You do you. You do you. And I feel like that, and I said it to him, I was like, you know who would appreciate that? And he goes, Richard. Richard would have appreciated that. I go, uh-huh. Yeah, he would have. So, yeah.
Yeah, Don's just a little bit, Don and Ann are a little bit younger.
Yeah, but like.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
It was a good weekend.
It was.
It was a good weekend. That I think you're right. Good Irish wake. There was a lot of liquid libation
on Friday
spread around
for us to be able to get through Saturday.
Right. And Saturday we shut down early, I think. We were all exhausted.
Yeah.
So
it was an emotionally trying day.
I think we're doing well.
Mm-hmm. I know. Everyone kept asking us, how are we doing? How are we doing? And it's like, you have good hours and bad hours.
Yes. And I couldn't look at the picture that was at the end of the bulletin in church. That I couldn't do, because that would make me cry.
Mm-hmm.
The person that was still here as of last week, I had no problem thinking that they were much better off. But that picture at the end of the bulletin was probably from 20 years ago, maybe 30 years ago. That one just
I think it was from the last time they also had you guys take photos.
That I don't know. But
because it wasn't. I asked Nan if it was from when they got photos done for their 50th, and she said no, because we didn't get any single portraits.
Right. No, that was something else. I don't know what that was from, but that was an excellent picture.
Knowing them, it was slightly morbid, and they were like, "These are the photos we're gonna use."
Who knows?
Ever the planners.
Yes.
Ever the planners.
Right.
But yeah, I think that is a great place to stop, because we're rambling and planning new sweaters for Mom.
Instead of cleaning up these whips that are all over the floor.
Oh, well. So, thank you for bearing with us.
Yes.
We'll probably be a little rambly for a little while. More rambly than usual.
Yeah.
But that's how it goes.
But we're doing okay. And thank you, everybody, for the comments that you've made and the good wishes you've sent our way. We really do appreciate them. Yeah, we really do. I mean, I think part of the reason that I'm somewhat as centered as I am is that my dad had a deep, abiding belief in the hereafter. And I'm just going with the flow. Just going with it. And Mom seems to have picked up again this morning, so we're good. We'll see how long this lasts. We see her in another week and a half, so we'll see how well she holds together. But I think we're doing good. So anyway, we will see you next weekend. Meanwhile, let's weave in those ends.
All right.
We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.